Stretching endlessly beneath the relentless sun, the Nevada desert hides more than just sand and silence. Its vastness is both beautiful and intimidating, a place where secrets can remain buried for decades. Deep within this barren expanse lies Area 51, a place shrouded in mystery and the heart of countless conspiracy theories, drawing the curious and the skeptical alike. For decades, the government refused to acknowledge its existence, fueling endless speculation and giving rise to rumors that only grew with time. It was nothing but a nameless void on official maps, spoken of only in hushed tones by those who glimpsed strange lights overhead or heard whispers of secret experiments. Then, in 1989, Bob Lazar emerged from the shadows, claiming he'd worked there, not on secret aircraft, but on alien technology that defied all known science. He described a covert site called S4, hidden near Papoose Lake, where he saw 9 otherworldly craft stored in hangars, each one more bizarre than the last. According to Lazar, his mission was to reverse engineer their propulsion, powered by a mysterious Element 115, capable of bending gravity itself and opening doors to unimaginable technology. He shared intricate details, sketched out diagrams, and described physics that seemed straight out of a sci-fi novel, challenging everything we thought we knew about science. Lazar put everything on the line, his livelihood, his safety, and even his reputation, to reveal what he'd witnessed, knowing the risks he faced. The specifics of his story made it difficult to simply dismiss as wild imagination, forcing even skeptics to take a closer look. Was he spinning the greatest tale ever told, or exposing a truth too big to believe? The question still lingers, haunting those who seek answers. For more than 30 years, people have been searching for the answer, digging through evidence and chasing every lead. The arguments rage on, just as fiercely now as when his claims first surfaced, dividing friends, families, and entire communities. Lazar's revelations transformed Area 51 from a whispered legend into a worldwide phenomenon, attracting attention from every corner of the globe. He's the reason the name Area 51 is known across the globe, inspiring movies, books, and endless speculation. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, his story forever changed how we talk about UFOs and how we view the unknown. And it all began with one man brave enough to break the silence, forever altering the course of the UFO debate. So, who exactly is Bob Lazar, and why has his name become so legendary in UFO circles? Before his explosive UFO claims, Lazar was just a self-described physicist and engineer, quietly running a small electronics business in Nevada. He claimed to hold advanced degrees from both MIT and Caltech, and said he worked at the prestigious Los Alamos National Laboratory, though these credentials have been hotly debated. According to Lazar, he was recruited to a secret facility called S4 through Dr. Edward Teller, the renowned physicist known as the father of the hydrogen bomb. He described being flown into the mysterious Area 51, then shuttled by unmarked bus to S4, a facility so secret it officially didn't exist on any map. At S4, Lazar claimed he was assigned to work on the Sport model, a classic saucer-shaped craft that looked straight out of science fiction. He described the craft's tiny child-sized chairs, a compact central reactor, and a propulsion system powered by a stable isotope of the mysterious element 115. According to Lazar, this element could generate powerful gravity waves, supposedly allowing the craft to bend space-time itself and travel vast distances instantly. He wasn't just spinning a wild story, he offered a detailed scientific theory for how this alien technology might actually work. Lazar claimed he personally witnessed the reactor in operation, describing it as a small but incredibly powerful energy source unlike anything on Earth. He wasn't just a bystander, he claimed to be the guy who literally looked under the hood of a UFO, offering the world a glimpse into a hidden reality. When Lazar's story broke in 1989, most people laughed or called him a fraud. The media treated it like a tabloid joke, and scientists dismissed his claims as impossible. The government's response? Silence. And according to Lazar, erasure. He said his records from MIT, Caltech, and Los Alamos vanished. Journalist George Knapp tried to verify Lazar's background. He found a Los Alamos phone book listing Lazar as an employee and a newspaper article calling him a physicist. But skeptics argued these didn't prove he was a scientist, just that he worked there in some capacity. The pushback was intense. Lazar lost his job, his security clearance, and his credibility. For 30 years, his story was UFO folklore, fascinating but unproven. Believers saw the erasure as proof of a cover-up. Skeptics saw it as evidence of a hoax. The world wasn't ready to believe, But the story refused to die. Lazar became a legend in the UFO community, and the debate raged on. For years, Bob Lazar faded from the spotlight, quietly running a small science supply company far from the public eye. He seemed content to leave his controversial past behind, focusing on his business and staying out of the headlines. But then the internet revived his story, spreading his old interviews and claims to a brand new generation of curious minds. The 2018 documentary Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, and his high-profile appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast brought him back into the mainstream conversation. Millions of people heard his story, remarkably unchanged after 30 years, sparking renewed debate and fascination. Meanwhile, the New York Times revealed the Pentagon's secret UFO program and released Navy videos of unexplained aerial phenomena, adding fuel to the fire. Suddenly, UFOs weren't just fringe conspiracy talk, they were front-page news, discussed by serious journalists and officials. In this new climate, Lazar's story gained unexpected credibility and attention. His consistency, never changing his story, even under pressure, made people reconsider what they thought they knew. Then came the 2019 FBI raid on his business, officially about a murder case, but Lazar claimed they were really searching for element 115, the mysterious substance at the heart of his claims. The timing was suspicious, and it fueled even more speculation and rumors online. If his story is fake, people wondered, why is the government still so interested in him after all these years? The Lazar saga became more relevant than ever, sparking endless debates and theories. People everywhere started asking, what if he's been telling the truth all along? What if we've been missing something important? The world was finally ready to listen, and as more questions emerged, the mystery only deepened. Is there any real evidence for Lazar's story? There's no smoking gun, but there are strange details that are hard to ignore. The Los Alamos phone book and newspaper article contradict the official denials of his employment. He's passed multiple polygraph tests, suggesting he believes what he's saying. Lazar talked about element 115 years before it was synthesized in a lab, though only in an unstable form. He took friends to the desert to watch test flights, and they filmed strange lights where he said they'd appear. Journalist George Knapp and others have backed him for decades. Most compelling, Lazar never tried to profit from his story. He doesn't sell books or run a UFO cult. He just wants to be left alone. Why invent a life-ruining lie and not cash in? He's gained only trouble and ridicule. For many, that makes his story feel authentic. The mystery remains, what if he's right? But the skeptics have strong arguments. MIT and Caltech have no record of Lazar, an enormous red flag. Scientists say his physics doesn't add up, and element 115 wouldn't work as he describes. He's never produced physical evidence. No documents, no photos, no element 115. His story relies entirely on his word. Critics point to inconsistencies in his interviews and a past legal issue. For many, that's enough to dismiss him as a fantasist or con artist. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and Lazar hasn't delivered. The scientific community remains unconvinced. Why does Lazar's story grip us so tightly? It taps into our hope that we're not alone, and our suspicion that the government hides the truth. History is full of secrets, so when someone claims to reveal the biggest one, it feels plausible. Believing Lazar is an act of rebellion against official narratives. Rejecting him is a way to protect our worldview from being shattered. His story is the perfect modern myth, a mysterious hero, a shadowy government, and a secret that could change everything. Whether you believe him or not, it forces us to ask big questions. It's a puzzle we can't stop trying to solve. That's why, decades later, we're still hooked. It's the ultimate campfire story for the whole planet. So, what do we do with Bob Lazar's story? Maybe we'll never know if he really worked on alien tech, but his story matters because it forces us to question government secrecy and scientific dogma. If he's telling the truth, it means we're being kept from world-changing technology. If he's lying, it shows how secrecy breeds wild stories. The Lazar saga is a call to be curious, skeptical, and open-minded. It reminds us that discovery happens at the edge of what we know. Whether he's a prophet or a hoaxer, Lazar changed the conversation. He made us look up and wonder, are we alone? And that's a question worth asking.